Have you noticed that Stardew Valley festivals now work differently in Update 1.6? Usually on festival days, entire zones of the map are locked off and you can't visit any of the villagers' homes. Concerned Ape explained this was simply due to his skill level at the time he made them, where they had to be their own entirely separate instances. But now with 1.6, we have the 3-day desert festival and 2 fishing festivals that don't block the game, letting you enter and go as pleased, while also making sure to not ruin any decorations or farms you might have by returning the desert to its original state after the event. So we might expect to see more of these live-style festivals in the upcoming 1.7 update.
It's a new year, and here's everything Pelican Town does to celebrate. In year 2, Robin and Clint get more greedy, increasing the price of wood, stone, coal, and ores. Kent also returns from the army, bringing a new villager into town. But this means if you miss Sam's 3 heart event in year 1, you will no longer be able to see it. Pierre expands his stock with garlic, rice, red cabbage, and artichoke seeds. And festivals are reorganized to feel fun and fresh.
Today, I'm going to be ranking Stardew Valley festivals based on how fun they would be in real life. Egg Festival, A tier. Who doesn't like hunting eggs for money? Flower Dance, C tier. It depends if you have a spouse, or you can just be that one guy that watches. Luau, A tier. It's a nice summer day to dance and to eat some weird soup. Dance of the Moonlight Jellies, C tier. You look at some jellyfish that glow, which is all you do. Stardew Valley Fair, S tier. You get free food while you play games. Spirits Eve, A tier. You go through a maze to get a golden pumpkin, and the villagers have skeletons for some reason. Festival of Ice, C tier. You go catch fish in this river, which you only have a minute to do so. Night Market, B tier. The only cool thing that you can do is to take this submarine to look at some new fish. Feast of the Winter Star, S tier. Free presents! And here's my final list.
Have you ever gotten all the Rarecrows in Stardew Valley? Well, the first one is in the Stardew Valley Fair for 800 tokens. The second is from Spirits Eve for 5,000 G. The casino gives you the third one for 10,000 coins. Fourth is commonly found in the Traveling Cart or Festival of Ice. The fifth is bought from the Flower Dance for 2,500 G. The Dwarf will sell you the sixth for 2,500 G. And the museum will give the seventh for 20 artifacts and the eighth for 40 items. Getting all of these grants the ability to craft the Deluxe Scarecrow, which has double the range.
This Stardew Valley 1.6 chef is a lot more interesting than you may think. If you go to Stardew Valley's new Desert Festival, you'll see this chef, and this chef will ask you certain ingredients that you want to use. Each ingredient will give you a certain buff. The Hardy Beans will give you +3 defense, the Cave Loaf will give you +3 mining, the Rare Fruit will give you +3 luck, the Extreme Cheddar will give you +3 attack, and the Shrimp will give you +3 fishing. And your second options that you can combine with are the Rich Marinara, which gives you +1 defense, the Mushroom Cream that will give you +1 mining, the Cherry Syrup will give you +1 luck, the Pungent Garlic will give you +1 attack, and finally the Unforgivable Hot Sauce will give you +1 speed.
What are the best items to buy at the Desert Festival? This 3-day festival has 5 shops, so here's the top items to look for. On the 3rd day, the egg merchant sells a magic rock candy for 250 eggs. And if you still need strawberry seeds, you can buy them on day 1 and plant them by the 16th to get 2 harvests. Or buy deluxe speed grow from Demetrius for 2 eggs each. Leo sells 1 banana sapling to help get the island obelisk. For the community center, Emily sells cloth for the artisan bundle and Jazz has a rabbit's foot for the enchanter's bundle. She also somehow has a magic rock candy.
So a while back, I made this video talking about this teaser of the Stardew Valley 1.6 update, and I made a few predictions in that video. Let's see if I got anything right. And I'm guessing for the major festival, it would have to do something with New Year's. I did not get this one right, since the major festival was the Desert Festival, but I guess I kinda predicted the fireworks. It looks like a brand new warp totem. Does this mean a brand new location? I got this one wrong too. This is going well for me so far. Since this item was a treasure totem, which helps you get artifacts spots. There's a brand new item that looks like a ticket. I'm calling it right now. This is a train ticket that you can use to get where the new warp totem leads to. And again, I was completely wrong about this, since the ticket is used to get prizes. So yeah, I got nothing right, but I'm sure is glad to see what this update provides.
This Stardew Valley 1.6 Cactus Man is much more interesting than you may think. Once per year, the player may claim a free cactus in the Desert Festival. But have you noticed that the cacti are different every time? The game achieves this by selecting a top, middle, and bottom sprite for each cactus. The game first chooses one of the 24 cactus top sprites. Next, the game selects one of the 24 cactus body sprites. And finally, one of the 16 pot sprites is chosen to finish it off. With all these sprites, there is the possibility for up to 9,216 different cacti.
Here's 3 Christmas-themed Easter eggs in Stardew Valley. Of course, on the 25th of winter, there's a Feast of the Winter Star Festival that has all the Christmassy decor like candy canes, presents, Christmas trees, and gift giving. But on the shipping screen the night before, you can see Santa and his reindeer. And if you left out milk or cookies, they'll magically turn into presents the next morning. And there's a chance to see the present train that unfortunately doesn't drop any presents.
What happens if you go out of bounds in Stardew Valley? To go out of bounds, all you need to do is to swing your sword downwards near the entrance of the building until you're not in the hitbox. And that's it. There are some pretty interesting interactions if you go out of bounds. If you go to Sandy's shop in the desert and try to get to the casino early, the bouncer will place a bomb and will be very angry with you. If you somehow get out of bounds during Spirit's Eve, you'll see Linus and the wizard. The wizard said that he made this maze, and Linus just says, "Good show, old friend." During the same festival in year 2, you'll see the dwarf instead, and he'll say, "This place is very strange." And if you somehow get to the perfection path early, you'll see Mr. Key, and he'll be very disappointed in you, and he will attack the player.
I am the 4th fastest person to make the governor eat underwear. It all starts by sleeping to fall first and making room for crops. Then, the hunt is on for quality retaining soil for my new farmland. After trying to pass out and talking to Shane, I just gave up and drank coffee to get home quicker. I then bought my seeds and planted them once I ran back. Then, on the 18th, I read my mail and smacked the ground on my way to Marnie's. After some awesome donuts, she finally opened and I gave her 2 amaranths. One to complete a quest and the other as a birthday gift. This allowed me to get the shorts I needed and pass out to get home. Nearly a year later, on the 11th of summer, I took a nice stroll to the beach. After trying to spook a few villagers, I placed the shorts in the soup and watched the chaos unfold.
You can finally get these lost Stardew Valley weapons. So Stardew Valley's 1.6 update added the Desert Festival, and in it there are these villager shops where you can buy a lot of cool stuff based on the villagers. But there are some certain weapons that you can buy from almost all the spouses except for Emily and Shane. And what's special with these specific weapons is that they were in the game files before the 1.6 update. Spouses were probably planned to help you in the mines at some point, and for a long time they were completely unattainable until now, which is really cool. Here's everything you need to know about Stardew Valley's new fishing festivals. Unlike normal festivals, you don't have to participate when you enter the loading zone, where they take place, and all the shops will remain open during the festivals. So the first festival, the Trout Derby, which is on the 20th and the 21st of summer. When you enter this event, you'll see a small tent, and a few people fishing, and the goal here is to catch a bunch of rainbow trouts. When you catch one, there's a chance that you'll get a golden tag, where you can exchange them for prizes. The second festival is Squid Fest, which happens on the 12th and the 13th of winter, and this event is very similar to the Trout Derby, except that you try to catch a bunch of squids. The more you catch, the more prizes you'll get. But for the first day, you only need to catch 8 squids, but the second day you have to catch 10.
The entrance to Stardew Valley's Flower Dance is completely messed up. The bridge here is likely set up by Mayor Lewis, who also seemingly takes it down after the festival. Not only that, if you compare the cliff during and outside the Flower Dance, the textures are completely different, and the entire cliff face is raised by a block, so town budget is literally going towards lifting a mountain.
Stardew Valley's 1.6 update has new content for the festivals. The layouts are changed in even years, and here's every change that I found. So first of all, the Egg Festival eggs are now randomized, and they're predetermined spots. And in year 2, you can no longer go behind Pierre's store. In the Flower Dance, there is a table that moves in year 2. The Luau dance floor and the pod are swapped in year 2. The Dance of the Moonlight Jellies now has a shop in the second year. The Stardew Valley Fair petting zoo and the grills are swapped also in year 2. The Spirit's Eve maze is the same in year 1, except that there is a mine cart so you can leave the festival a lot faster. But in year 2, the maze is so much bigger, which makes it a lot more challenging. The Festival of Ice alternates the sculpture positions. And finally, the Feast of the Winter Star shop moves in between 2 positions. This Stardew Valley event takes a lot more planning than you think, and of course I am talking about none other than the Festival of Ice. When you enter this event, you might notice this giant lake, where you play the fishing minigame, but you never see this lake normally, so you're telling me every year you have to move these bushes just to dig a huge hole to fill it with water and fish for one day?
Mayor Lewis clearly doesn't care about his townspeople. During the Flower Dance, he sets up a bridge using literally 3 planks of wood with no regard for safety. He then proceeds to force everyone to cross the bridge, including George. How in the world does he manage to cross this 2 times a year?